My Big Fat Cat by Christian Mitewu. Today we are going to discuss the poem My Big Fat Cat. So let us first recite the poem My Big Fat Cat by Christian Mitewu. I own a big fat cat, the fattest for miles around. Whenever there's lots of food, that's where he'll be found. He's really good at eating. It's a talent, I suppose. I'm sure if he keeps at it, he'd win the talent shows. This is part of the poem. In this poem, the poet says that she has a big fat cat, a cat which is very fat, and it is the fattest for miles around. That means for very big area, it is the fattest. And she goes on to say that wherever there is lots of food, the cat will always be found around that food, or maybe found wherever there is lots of food, the cat will be found there. And the poet then goes on to comment that if it is so really good at eating, that if it continues to do like this, it has become a talent, a natural skill or ability. Talent is a natural skill or ability that the cat has got of eating lots of food. She says, I'm very sure that if it keeps on eating with all this talent of eating, if it keeps at it, the cat will definitely win the talent show. If she continues to keep eating in that manner, the cat will win the talent show. Let's read further. I own a big fat cat. He weighs at least a ton. He couldn't run to save his life. Yes, he isn't much fun. His favorite room's the kitchen. I'm sure we all know why. He eats just about everything. So that's why, with a sigh, I like to tell you, teacher, I like to tell you straight, I might have accidentally dropped my homework in his plate. So the poet goes on to describe and tell about the cat. It says that my big fat cat, it weighs, or its weight is at least a ton. At least a ton here means a lot of weight. That it cannot even run. It's so fat that it cannot even run, and that is why it's not fun to play with the cat. And the poet also says that the cat's favorite room is the kitchen, and we all know why, because there's lots of food in the kitchen. So the cat's favorite room is the kitchen, and so he eats just about everything. He eats everything, whatever he gets to eat. So that's why, with a sigh, that is with a long deep breath that shows a little sadness, this poet goes on to tell her teacher that she wants to tell her straight that maybe by accident or by chance my homework must have fallen in the plate of the cat, and because it eats everything, it must have even eaten the homework. So basically, the cat must have eaten the poet's homework. But I think it is that the poet has not done the homework, and so it's just making up a story about the big fat cat that it has, and blames the cat for her homework not being there in school, or not being able to complete the homework and submit it. And so she blames the cat, saying that accidentally, if I might have dropped the homework in the cat's plate, it must have even eaten that. So that's what she wants to make clear with the teacher. So now, once again, a quick recitation of the poem My Big Fat Cat by Christian Mitewu. I own a big fat cat, the fattest for miles around. Wherever there's lots of food, that's where he'd be found. He's really good at eating. It's a talent, I suppose. I'm sure if he keeps at it, he'd win the talent shows. I own a big fat cat. He weighs at least a ton. He couldn't run to save his life. Yes, he isn't much fun. His favorite room's the kitchen. I'm sure we all know why. He eats just about everything. So that's why, with a sigh, I'd like to tell you, teacher, I'd like to tell you straight. I might have accidentally dropped my homework in his plate.